Hi, friend. I'm Iya from the Philippines.
Hi, friend. I'm Zel, and welcome to Hi Frnd Podcast.
We're two friends from two different countries, sharing our own hot takes and opinions on Reddit stories. So grab a coffee, tea, or whatever keeps you sane, and let's dive in.
Let's go. Okay, so itong topics natin are gonna be coming from r/off my chest PH. Okay,
Alright.
so for the first story, buckle up.
Mental lang natin.
So,
Okay.
title. This is actually 8 days ago.
Yeah.
Title, nanggigigil ako sa sagot ng tatay ko noong in-interview siya sa TV last week. Trigger
Wow.
warning.
Celebrity.
May pagkaganon.
Alright.
Not gonna name drop the TV/show, pero may nag-interview sa kanya noong nag-Manila siya last month. During the interview, the reporter asked him, "What will you do if today is your last day on Earth?" His reply, "Ipapamigay ko lahat ng pera ko sa mga nangangailangan. Tatawagin ko buong pamilya ko at magkakawang gawa kami. Di naman natin madadala pera natin pag namatay tayo. Bakit di ko na lang tulungan ang mga nangangailangan?" It shattered me and my sister when we watched his interview. Gahaman siya pagdating sa pera. Less than the minimum wage lang pasahod niya sa mga tauhan sa aming family business. Sabi ko noon na kasalanan kay God ang magbayad ng less than minimum wage. Tinawanan lang niya. Sinasabihan pa niya mga customers namin na wag bigyan dahil siya na lang ang magbibigay ng tips. He never did. All his employees either stay once they learn to steal or outright leave. Okay. Generosity is a weakness for him. Used money as a weapon. Thinks housewives are lazy bums and blames the poor for being poor. Okay?
Wow.
My father is one of the biggest reasons why I am child-free. I learned from an early age, spending money, especially for other people, is one thing my dad hated the most. My dad raised me alone after my mother died young. He would explode whenever the school bills came in and kept the fridge almost empty. Grabe naman to. May kaya naman sila, diba? Anyway, I wasn't even a spendthrift or a spoiled kid growing up. Even though his business earns well and earns thousands of USD monthly from investments, he struggles to mentally afford to pay household and school expenses. Pinapatao niya ako sa family business on weekends and holidays para raw may pakinabang ako sa kanya. Even called my high school a couple of times to send me home before lunch to work in the shop.
What?
I missed out on, I know, right? I missed out on friendships, hobbies, free time, internships, and pretty much a normal childhood sa paglulong ng tatay ko sa Still Knocks. By the way, for those who don't know, Still Knocks is a medication for insomnia. So, sleeping medication siya.
Okay.
So, yon. At matulog buong araw. Kahit nagkakahera na ako sa tindahan, kailangan ko pa rin kalabanin si daddy para lang bayaran niya tuition ko. Mahal nga magpaaral sa Ateneo, pero kung masyadong mabigat pala sa loob niya na paaralin ako sa Ateneo, sana sinabi niya na, "Wag doon anak dahil di ko kaya mentally paaralin ikaw dyan." Lagi niyang sinusumbat sa akin na kung di lang daw ako buhay. Mentally.
Financially,
Kakaiba.
no? Mentally.
Oo, mentally. Grabe yung struggle, no? Lagi niya sinusumbat sa akin na kung di lang daw ako buhay, di sana ang ganda na ng buhay niya. He refused to pay for any college course that takes more than 4 years to finish. He told us he wanted us gone and never asked a single cent from him once we finished college. After college, I found a job but still had to cover for him every weekends. After one of his friends told him I could get a higher salary from a master's degree, he promised he will pay for master's as long as I choose to do it in Italy, where he has friends. Once I was in Italy, he suddenly decided not to pay for it anymore, saying this phrase he learned from his best friend who went MAGA, "Pull yourself by the bootstraps." Pinag-aral na kita sa Ateneo. Magtrabaho ka na kahit magkatulong sa Italiano man lang. Wow. Okay.
Wow.
I had to use part of my inheritance from my mom just to pay my master's living expenses. He even pushed me to stay in Italy even when nothing is working out. In the middle of the pandemic there, he even told me to never come back until I am rich like his OFW friends did. Luckily, I found a side job that turned into a full-time one after moving back. online during this first lockdown. Never told him. And saved enough money to move to Manila a month before my student visa expired. Ba't pa ako magsistay sa Italy in the middle of the pandemic, no less, when I can earn the same online in the Philippines? Nawalan tuloy siya ng isang golden overseas Filipino worker na anak niya na mapagmamayabang niya sa friends niya. He is still salty with me moving back to the Philippines to this day. When my sister needed help to start over after separating from her deadbeat husband, he just niggered, blamed her for the failed marriage, and said, "Pull yourself by the bootstraps." What the fuck? Paulit-ulit tong ganito. Ito na lang yata alam niya na saying.
Pull yourself by the bootstraps. I haven't heard that phrase. What does that mean?
Parang ikaw may kasalanan yan. Ikaw gumawa niyan sa sarili mo. So, ikaw magdala sa sarili mo out of it, I think is what I'm understanding from that phrase. I don't know if I'm right. But, yeah. Anyway, moving on. Now, my sister and I only visits him for compliance, especially for our lola. Hindi ko alam, ano ba yung word na yun? Hindi ko alam eh. Tagalog ba yun? Ano?
What was it? Ama?
Ama.
Ama?
Kasi ang is AHMA is the spelling na nakalagay dito. I don't know.
Ama.
Or maybe that's just something they used to call the lola.
Could be.
We gray rock him and he wonders why he struggles to emotionally connect with us. He practically begs for us to visit him more. It's painful when we see our uncles giving our cousins houses, seed money from businesses, or help when they are in need while we had to work our asses off to pay the bills and rent. It's a lot more painful now, he said. Ipapamigay na lang niya lahat ng pera niya sa mahihirap while he thought of making a better life for your child still shudders him. Yes, he has the right to spend his money the way he wanted, but why have kids kung magiging masakit sa loob mo gumastos ng needs nila para sa kanila? If making a better life for anyone else but your own children is your preference, you might as well never have any kids. So, that's the...
Right. Sorry, Fen. Nadili yung reaction ko because I put myself on mute because sa mga dumadaan sa sakyan. Ang ingay.
Hindi ko naman napansin. Carry lang.
Ama also means grandmother. It's a
okay.
Chinese term. Looks like. Ayan na naman.
Okay.
Super in. Yeah. So, ama means grandmother in Chinese.
Okay. So,
may lahing Chinese tong open natin today. For today's video. So,
yon. Grabe, no? Which
That's why,
makes sense. At least for me, which makes sense kasi parang the way tinatrato yung mga anak is ganon. Kasi that is more showing of, those ethnicities, yung mga Chinese. Karamihan kasi sa kanila pagdating sa pera talaga maano sila compared to us.
So, to summarize it, her problem was, father got interviewed on a TV show. And nakakringe lang siya because he is saying good things on camera. But in real life, he's
He's
the
not
opposite.
That.
Alright. I see. Did they have a question? Or
no,
just
wala
off the
naman.
chest?
Yeah. Nakakaloka yung situation niya.
I wonder, is it sikat na fandom? No?
Hindi ako sure.
Maaga
namatay yung mother nila. Tapos, yun, ganun yung treatment sa kanila ng tatay. Pero nakakaloka yung ganun. I don't think I would ever say that to my kids. Na parang, kung wala kayo, I bet yung boy ko magiging mas maayos.
I bet his father wanted her to go to Italy. Intentionally not paying for studies. Because, like what he said, yung what's that phrase? Pull yourself by the bootstraps. So, he meant na, ginusto mong mag-masters. Masters kasi Italy. Sabihin ko sa ngayon na gagastosan ko. Pero pagdating mo doon, hindi talaga. Parang, siguro, it's his mind thinking na para matuto ka, hindi ko babayaran. Pagsikapan mong mag-isa para matutunan mo yung hirap ng buhay. Yan sa mga Chinese Kaya nga yung Chinese mahilig gumawa ng dumplings. Di ba? Kasi it teaches you patience, hardship.
Yeah.
I think that was the mindset that's being played here.
Part of it is understandable, at least for me. Kasi yung yung part na actually very little dun sa story. Yung part na parang gusto niya lang i-impose yung, or maybe I'm just giving a lot of like benefit of the doubt dun sa tatay, pero parang meron siyang tinatry na i-instill na not because you guys were born well off is yun na lang yung gagawin mo, yung aasa ka na lang dun sa kung anong pinaghirapan ng parents mo and you're not gonna, work.
Play nepo, no?
Oo. So, I think that's one part of it. Pero based dito sa, the story is, a lot of it is unfair din dun sa OP kasi, di ba, parang, and why would you say that to your child?
She was set with the wrong expectations kasi to start with. Kung gusto mo talagang turuan yung children mo how to really perceive using their own hardship, you tell them the expectation.
Yeah.
Yung totoo. Kung gusto mo mag-aral abroad, payag ka as a parent with the expectation na pagdating mo doon, sagot mo yung pag-aaral mo. Madali namang sabihin yun eh. Diba? Why put them on a trap by leading them on na sasagutin mo yung pag-aaral nila pero pagdating mo is hindi naman pala talaga. Diba? Kind of hypocrite for that
It
parent
is.
to do it that way.
Yeah.
Pero I think this also is the part of generation siguro sa parent niya na you teach your children the hard way for them to actually learn. Feel ko yung ganun. Kasi in generation natin ngayon, wala ka pang children, so you don't really, pero siguro you would notice naman with the people na, or yung mga parents no friends mo, na sa generation natin ngayon, we are the generation where we set expectation dun sa mga anak natin. And that, kung ano yung sinabi natin is that yun yung gagawin natin. Ganon yung generation ngayon. Pero yung generation before us, yung mga parents before us, sila yung hardcore, kumbaga. Matuto ka on your own way.
Typical Asian shit.
Yeah. Ganon. That's how I see it.
Kasi the reason naman why we're different now is because we learned from them. We learned what not to do moving forward. So,
we tried to, I guess, do it better way than they have. But
true.
I guess that's how this generation of Chinese, I don't know if it's Pinoy Chinese, probably no.
Probably.
Most likely.
I agree kasi nakakairita yung gano'n na parang interviewin yung tatay mo tapos gano'n yung sasabihin. Di ba may performative morality na pag nasa public, iba yung sinasabi. But at the same time kasi, who would? Who wouldn't do that? If, like, say for example, di ba? I mean, praktikalan lang. For example, you and I, in-interview tayo sa TV show and we were asked the same thing. Would you say things that would, di ba? That would incriminate
put you on the wrong,
or,
on the wrong perspective, di ba?
Exactly. So,
it's just a make face lang, kumbaga.
I'm pretty sure everyone would actually say that kasi unless,
Even though they don't really mean it.
I mean, hindi naman siguro 100%, pero at least there are some parts where they try to not show kung ano talaga yung ginagawa nila on a daily basis.
I guess there is that, I'd say.
Diba?
You don't really show your true colors on camera. Pero kasi, our generation goes for authenticity. So, that's what we're trying to veer away from, yung pagpapakita ng mukha na ganito ka sa totoong buhay. Pero hindi naman pala.
True.
Diba?
Masyado lang siguro niyang in-exaggerate na, pag ako, papamigay ko sa mga mahihirap, which is parang, yun nga, hypocrite, diba? Yung dating. Pwede mo namang i-mask.
Negosyante tong tatay na to.
Literal, diba? Pwede mo namang i-mask yung yung sasagutin mo sa media, pero huwag naman yung ganun na over the top na, papamigay ko nala eme-eme na hindi mo naman madadala sa pag namatay ka, pero
pero,
diba?
Pag narinig ng, alam mo na, pag narinig ng mga anak mo, they would throw up. Because that's really not you. That's
exactly.
Because it's not really you who's you're showing on the camera.
Yeah, nakakaloka. So, let's see.
Siguro kung tatay ko, baka hindi na ako umuwi ng Pilipinas. Iwan ko na siya dyan kahit hindi ako mag-abot ng kahit from Italy or kung saan bansa ka man nagtatrabaho.
Yeah, actually yung tatay niya, diba, ayaw na siya pauwiin. Hanggat
di
hindi
wag.
daw siya yumayaman. Nakakaloka na.
Di wag. You will not see me forever. Kung ganun tatay ko. Makita na lang tayo pag malapit ka ng madeds. Kung ganun ka. Klaseng tao.
'Di ba? Ang hindi ko lang talaga nagustuhan doon is yun nga, yung parang sasabihan mo yung mga anak mo na kung wala kayo, naging mas maayos pa sana yung buhay ko. Parang naging burden
Kasalanan pa
yun.
nila.
Parang emotional death pa yung nangyari na yung existence mo is a burden for him.
Siya daw
Diba?
makasarili to may airpods niya.
Oo. Parang kung totoo, hindi mo naman kasalanan na kung sila namang may gawa nun kung bakit ka nandito sa
Anak-anak
mundo.
kayo eh. Tapos sa mga anak niya isisisi.
Diba? Stupid.
Stupid.
Bitch. Charot. Ayun. Galit na galit.
Bitchin.
So, yun. Let's see yung comments. This is one of the most heartbreaking posts I have read in a while. Some people should have not kids talaga. Good job, OP, for being aware of the situation and trying your best to grow out of it. Tapos, nag-reply si OP. Kaya dapat talaga when someone say they don't want to have children, wag nang pilitin. Some people only had kids kasi takot sila sa judgment ng society or ni God. I always tell people, wag kayong mag-anak kung manunumbat lang kayo at pagdadamutan nyo pa. If there is any silver lining in this, I am never giving my father's grandkids since I got sterilized last year. Okay. I am never giving my father grandkids. Or,
How do you
siguro,
sterilize?
siguro I think what this OP means is yung nagpalaygate. I don't know.
Sterilize. When you think of sterilize, I think of something boiling in the water.
O nga, parang mali yung context dun sa word na nilagay. Pero yun, nagpalaygate. Ayun, sinabi niya, no doctor in the Philippines allowed it, so I went to Thailand and had my fallopian tubes removed there. Sa aming magkakapatid, ako raw yung pinakakamukha niya, so yes, the curse ends with me. Grabe, no?
That is, alam mo, yung mga ganun is so hard of a burden for somebody who's aware that they are part of that chain. Alam mo?
Yeah.
Like, yung maging part ka ng chain of something na kasalanan ng generation before you is a really hard burden to take.
Yeah.
I think, for me, it's a curse.
Well, it can be. May nagtanong dito. Tinatanong kung reversible daw ba yun? Like,
Is it?
vasectomy.
Wait, removal of fallopian tubes is permanent.
Oo, malamang.
It's
Ayun.
irreversible. Oo.
Okay,
So
ako
that's
natawa dun sa
permanent
question.
damage.
Ayun.
I hope hindi niya pagsisihan yan at certain part of her lifetime.
Looks like she really doesn't want to have kids. Kasi sabi niya, no, permanent sterilization ang fallopian tubes removal. Taon kong pinag-isipan yan and talagang decided ako na never ako magkakaanak. Lalo na sa country natin, once mabuntis ka, wala kang choice but to keep the baby. Ayoko magkaanak.
Understandable. On her case, on her experience. If I had that experience, I probably won't have children also.
Yeah, medyo active si OP dito. Let's read another one. Damn, a father who pretends he's a good Samaritan when he can't even support his own family. What a hypocrite. That's what she said.
Yes.
Sabi ni OP, he can't support his own family but still has the money to last 3 generations. Galit siya sa mga taong may kailangan sa kanya, pero gusto niya ipamigay lahat ng pera niya sa mga nangangailangan. How ironic.
Kaya pamigay sa mga nangangailangan may mga anak nga sila na kailangan.
Nangangailangan, technically.
Oo.
Pero also nangangailangan. So,
I don't want him to be my dad in any lifetime.
diba? Curious lang ako parang, at what point does parental neglect become abuse kahit walang physical violence? No?
That's mentally abusive. This one.
Diba? So, abuse
At
pa rin
one
siya.
point? For me,
Yeah,
yes. It's abuse. It's mentally abusing. For you to actually cross your mind not to have children for a lifetime is it's a pretty drastic decision to make.
Grabe yung
That
impact sa
means
kanya. No?
the impact is also drastic.
My God.
Ang daming dumadaang Don't hear it, no? As I put myself on mute, but ang daming dumadaan.
Oh, wala naman. Let's see another one. I wish you and your sister well, OP. I hope you invest in therapy and other forms of healing. A baggage as heavy as this is not healthy to carry in your heart. So sabi ni OP, thank you. Nag-therapy ako before, pero sinabihan ako ng therapist ko dati na mag-anak raw ako para ma-unlearn ko raw yung pagiging selfish ng tatay ko at ma-cure raw yung depression ko. That's interesting. Coming from a doctor?
That's one way to put it.
I don't think having a kid would cure your depression. I guess in some way.
It can.
In some way,
But
yeah.
not all the time. But it
Kasi
can.
parang
In
it
the
is like
general
a,
sense.
yeah, kasi parang bold statement to na parang it applies to everyone yung pagkakasabi. Pero
Because when you become a parent kasi, the meaning of your life gets a little bit more broader than during your single life. It has more meaning, kumbaga. Kaya nga, di ba, noong mga past conversations natin, you would think na parang ang strong ng will ko. Kasi merong nakaasa sa akin. So, I have to really play strong. So, that kind of thinking can also, kasi, kumbaga, ako, I try not to make the same mistakes my parents does for my own kid. Diba? Kasi, diba, I have yung mom ko kasi super strict niya. Just because, for the sake of being strict. Ganun siya. And I'm not doing the same thing with my kid. I'm pretty lenient. But also with expectation or setting of expectation na if you do this, if you do that, just as long as, kunyari kung magagala siya, you can. As long as I send you there, I drive you there to the place, and I drive you back home. Just let me know kung saan ka pupunta. I don't care kung anong oras yan, basta you let me know and I'll pick you up. Unlike before, sa parents ko, where kasi mostly si mama lang yung lagi nasa bahay. She doesn't really allow me to go out. And that puts me on a rebel state. So, I cure, in a way, that part of me on my daughter's side. So, probably, that's a good idea set by the doctor to this OP. Pwede nga naman.
I guess pwede siya, pero not to, depende siguro sa pagkakasabi. Pero, ayan, let's see. Kasi nag-reply pa si OP dito eh. Let's see. Another commenter said, Doctor talaga nagsabi sa'yo niyan? Hindi totoo na pag-aanak ang sagot para ma-cure ang depression mo. Sabi naman dito, it will go worse. I guess for her, it did. Malala din yung childhood trauma ko and sinadya ko magpabuntis para makatakas sa sitwasyon ko sa bahay namin. And guess what? Hello, PPD.
Hello,
PPD.
what?
PPD, postpartum depression.
Postpartum.
Kaya good decision na you had your fallopian tubes cut. If I have the chance, I would too. Sabi ni OP, licensed therapist siya, fellow Ateneo graduate pa. Grabe siya nung sinabi ko na ayoko magkaanak. He wouldn't take no for an answer. He even said na hindi raw genetic ang autism. Kaya ano pa raw reason ko to avoid having children? Kahit na sinabi ko there's such thing as PPD. Tinawanan lang niya at sabi, iba raw yun. Yan talagang hirap kung masyadong makitid ang utak. Well, if that's how it was.
Medyo close-minded tong doktor na to.
Oh, it was delivered then, diba?
Yeah. You give them as an option, pero don't be close-minded on their own point of view.
Oo. Tsaka bakit mo ipipilit, diba? Ayaw nga niya eh.
Mapilit kung ayaw.
True. Ang kulit nung one doctor
Don't be
niyan.
so snarky about it.
Yeah, and
Like,
postpartum
everything
depression.
in life.
Yeah, it's a serious thing. Yung PPD, hindi siya yung for a doctor to just laugh at it, di ba? At that, crazy.
That says the doctor is so know-it-all.
Sabi dito, is your father Mr. Scrooge? Sana may 3 espiritu na bibisita sa kanya this Christmas. Forge your own paths, OP. Let him see that you're living your best life without him. Sabi ni OP, sana nga bisitahin siya ng 3 espiritu para naman matauhan. Hanggang ngayon, di pa nga niya binabayaran yung back pay ng mga tauhan niya noong sinara niya ang family business namin after pandemic. He sees me and my sister are both living our lives without him. This is why he literally begs for us to visit him more often. Noong
begs.
kailangan namin siya, kami pa ang kawawa sa kanya. Kaya lalo namin di pinagbibigyan yung gusto niya. Yeah.
He begs pa talaga, no? Just so they can meet the dad. That's the consequence.
True. And you wonder why some old people are living alone. Diba?
Hang on.
Nangyari dyan.
Tumumba na siya. Nilagay ko siya sa cage. I mean, sa bag kasi pagka, pagka dalawa sila ni Hero, it's a chaos pagka bigla sila ng gulo. So at least one of them is on the bag while recording. Papakawalan ko na lang after.
Diba? Ito pa. Meron pang comment here. Golden Overseas Filipino Worker, Pota. Ganon din sa mom ko. I was taking anxiety and depression meds because I couldn't take it anymore. Pero she kept discouraging me to quit. Plus, her sister, my aunt, kept discouraging me din kasi paano na raw sasabihin niya sa coworkers niya. Pinagmamalaki daw kasi ako at if that happens, na siyang pamangkin na FA. Why the fuck are other people's thoughts more important than my mental health? They get sad because wala na silang golden OFW. Fuck your dad, my mom, and my aunt too. Fuck them all.
I wish I could be FA.
Talaga?
It's just not passing. My height's just not passing the requirement. But I could have been. Given na nakagala ako dati.
Ayun.
But
Tapos,
I'll just have my daughter do that for me. Kami gusto naman niya mag-FA. So, why not?
True. Sabi ni OP, grabe, being an FA rin is no joke. Buti inuna mo yung well-being mo kaysa sa demands ng mom at tita mo. Di naman sila makikipag-deal sa constant jet lag, customer service, grooming, safety, etc. that comes with being a cabin crew. Yung dad ko, di siya magsusurvive ng 1 week sa Italy. Fuck them. Sana sila na lang kung gusto nila, wag tayo. I hate that. Yung sasabihin na, uy, wag ka mag-quit. Paano na lang ano na lang yung sasabihin ko sa mga kaibigan ko, sa mga co-workers ko? What the fuck?
So what? I don't care.
Parang ginawa ka na lang talagang thing, literally, ng kamag-anak mo.
I don't give a fuck about what you say to other people. It's my life.
Diba? I mean, yung reason na yun, hindi ko maintindihan sa nanggagaling yun naman. Parang, hindi mo ba naririnig yung sarili mo? Na yun lang, dahil lang doon, hindi ka na makapagmamayabang dun sa mga co-workers. And that's the only reason why ayaw mo siyang mag-quit. Diba? Tangina, nakagalit tong mga to. Nagalit.
Puso mo.
Nagalit ako, friend. So yun, that's the story.
Okay. Let's go to the next.
Yep.
Medyo, parang iinit lang yung ulo natin dito sa ano na to. Let's go second story. Yeah? Okay.
Yep. So this one is 9 days ago. Title, Stop Gaslighting Ugly People. Pagpangit ka, your life is shit. 23 male. Well, most of my life, I've been bullied here for being maitim. Di naman talaga ako maitim, but naging maitim masyado kasi naglalaro masyado sa arawan nung bata ako. Naabuso, na-neglect, and gladly, we left that part of Cavite. Taga Cavite pala siya. And mas naging maayos yung environment ko, at least sa labas ng bahay. Medyo nag-glow up rin ako, hindi na ako gaano kaitim nung nasa high school ako, and medyo nag-glow up. Ba't parang paulit-ulit yung nag-glow up? Anyway, ang dami kong side comment na nakainis. Anyway, instantly, people fucking treated me better. Umuwi ako sa Cavite ulit and people there treated me better. Ako ba yung dito? Parang paulit-ulit yung mga nababasa ko. Nabubuli pa rin ako kasi hindi ako maputi. But yeah, too bad na abuso ulit ako dun sa tinirhan namin until we got out of that place. Because of all the criticism, bullying, and abuse I got from being ugly, kasi gawa lang na maitim ako at that time, I have social anxiety, OCD, body dysmorphia. I mean, I'm not bad looking now, but not the best looking version of myself kasi gawa ng wala pa akong pera. Nursing student pa ako, but graduating na. I can get girls and sila pa aamin at times. Minsan lang, pero di pa ako ganun kagwapo. But anyways, despite all of that, takot pa rin ako ako mag-post sa Facebook or pictures of myself and na-obsessed ako sa looks and becoming a Chad and black pill. Like I know a lot of procedures and ratios and even the science kung bakit tayo na-attract sa certain features. I become autistic about aesthetics. Natatawa ako dito sa OP.
What?
Ang haba ng trend.
What?
That was just one sentence. What the fuck? Wala period. Paano naglagay ng period? Mga kaloka. Puro kama. Anyway, isa sa mga goal ko sa buhay is to become the best looking version of myself. I know na pag pangit ka, pangit rato ng tao sa'yo. And I don't do this for others, but also myself because I know if I look good, every metric and aspect of my life will improve. Pag nasa US na ako, I am planning to get my braces and double jaw surgery there sa top doctors for optimal aesthetics and hair transplant sa Thailand. Wow. Okay? I know I will become really good looking because I have a good base na. And kinokontrol ko na talaga ngayon is that I go to the gym, get lean, fix my acne and my hair and my eyebrows, tapos healthy lifestyle. Considering gluta habang nandito so I can attract more girls. Oh my God.
He's so vain.
Siguro magiging 6 ako and I will be above average here but I want to be above average sa US na lilipatan ko rin and for that, I need to do some few surgeries. Well, yung double jaw surgery needed more likely para maayos yung malocclusion ko kasi neglected ako nung bata ako eh. So, optimize na rin sa aesthetics, diba? What I'm saying, I have no idea what he's talking about. What I'm saying is that what I've been through and what I had experienced nung bata ako, yung class clown, nabully pa rin ako ng malala. And nung pumogi ako, nung lumaki ako ng konti, tangina, people treat me better and girls like me now sometimes. And kahit okay, mukha mo dito, pag hindi ka maputi, a lot of people will still have something to say, but fuck them, I guess. Nung nasa college ako, nag-glow up ng konti, social anxiety got worse eh. And yung unang naging girlfriend ko, nun, siya yung unang nag-first move. I have worse personality noon na, but when I was a jolly carefree fucking kid that makes everybody laugh, I was treated like shit. Ang Pilipinas, in my experience, not good for my mental health. Of course, most people sa Reddit ay hindi representative ng buong Pilipinas. Punta kayo sa FB, how shit the content there and majority of Filipinos use that shit. May matatalino, mabubuting tao dito, pero karamihan in my experience, ang pangit ng ugali, insecure at may crab mentality, and hypocrites. I'm glad I'm getting out of this shit eventually. Konting tiis na lang, but yeah, I wouldn't want my kids to live here. At least sa US, they're more open-minded about mental health. Oh yeah, they are. And
very much.
right? And you can find your group there, whoever you are, plus better quality of life for average person. Talagang vacation or retirement destination na lang ang Pinas. I don't know, di ko hate Filipino or PH, but in my experience, people here are apathetic and pangit ang ugali. Hindi lahat pero marami, kahit sa workplace and school, pangit culture. But yeah, fuck the beauty standards here and fuck the people that fuck me over. Kaya isa sa mga goal ko sa buhay, magpayaman and magiging pogi ako, which is achievable, and I have an entire plan on it. I'll get therapy, but I'll still do my plan kasi it will improve my life, dating, money, and confidence-wise, and para ipamukha lang that I want and live the life I want. Damn. First of all,
Dahil yung dinadala. Dahil yung dinadala si Timbre.
Hindi ko alam paano umpisahan tong comment ko sa kanya. May gulay. That was a lot. Pero no, colorism in the Philippines, grabe, has never, I don't know if it's gotten better, pero
I think so. It has gone better. But there are still. I mean, di ba nga siya mawawala eh. Kasi
Hindi
a
talaga.
lot of people still have that mindset. Pero also, hindi naman lahat eh. Hindi naman lahat na,
True.
na ano pa rin sa colorism. Kasi, di ba, they're trying to make it, ano pa nga, they try to market Filipinos having, or the ones that are morena, di ba? I guess, ang pinaka-ano lang dito, sa Pilipinas is yung pinaka hindi tanggap or hindi sa sarili hindi because everybody likes it. Is the yung pagkapango ng ilong. I think is a really big thing. Pero I would think na kasi hindi lang naman sa atin eh. For example, sa US yung bata pa lang, high school pa lang, may papagawa na ng ilong. So, can't really say na problemang Pinoy na ngayon may problem sa ilong.
Yeah.
Pero ang daming dinadala ni Kuya, no?
Sobra. Although I would understand kasi sa context kasi natin sa Pilipinas, pag sinabi mo maitim, para kang often and this goes way back kasi 'di ba nung sa colonization natin, coded siya as poor, uneducated, 'di ba, madumi, low value. So parang habang lumalaki or parang na ano na siya, paano ba siya sabihin sa Tagalog? Parang na-instill na sa sa minds ng bawat tao yun. Na parang siya, yung colorism is like tied siya sa class mo and colonial mentality. So,
Parang hindi na nga eh. Kasi
Pero-
yung mga nangha-heartbreak kayo, sila pa yung pangit eh.
yeah, when it comes to beauty standards.
Diba?
Pero meron pa rin kasi when I talk to my friends or even yung mga cousins ko, they would prefer, many of them actually prefer girls na maputi. And I think, I don't know kung sino yung
Ako personally,
natanong ko.
Personally, I don't think it's the color that matters so much. For me, it's kung pantay yung complexity. Whether you're dark or you're mestiza, importante yung pantay yung kulay mo. I think that works better.
Really?
Oo. Doesn't matter kung darker yung skin mo. As long as, for me, important yung skin mo, syempre. Clear yung skin mo, yung complexity, color ng skin mo is pantay. Yun yung nagmamatter for me. I think that's better. And I don't think na siguro nung mga younger years, mga 5-10 years ago, yung mindset ng Filipinos is still rooting for mestizahin na balat. Kasi now, what's more important is the clarity of your skin.
Yeah. So, yun. Pero meron
Kasi
at
pag
meron
mukha
pa
kang
rin.
malinis kahit moreno ka, pag mukha kang malinis, ang lakas pa rin ng dating
True. Pero, yun nga. Meron at meron pa rin talagang mentality yung ibang mga Pilipino that they see being maputi as malinis and being maitim is madumi. So, I think I asked someone that bakit yun yung preference niya sa babae pag bakit maputi. And I think that was the answer. Kasi pag maputi mukhang malinis. So,
I don't think it's that being maputi is pero that's not a good mindset.
yeah, but that was coming from a guy. So, ayun.
So guys, hindi lang dahil maputi is malinis mo. O kaya yan, pagka nag-dive down ka, tapos yung pala, yung pinaka-maduming, hindi mo alam. Mga tipong hindi gumagamit ng bidi, di ba?
Oh, true. Yun. So, pero, grabe, ang dami niyang dito, parang ang dami niyang gustong i-change sa sarili niya. I wonder how, gaano kagrabe yung treatment sa kanya nung bata siya. No? Kasi you can see how it affected his mentality. Parang lahat na lang gusto niya paggawa sa sarili niya. Nagpapagluta pa siya. What else? The jaw and double jaw surgery. So,
You think there's a lot of insecurity done?
I would say, yeah.
There are some truths naman to what's caused his anxiety. But also, a part of it is also the mindset.
He's
That
23.
plays a role on his trauma. Kasi,
Sobra.
di mo kailangan maging maputi. Kailangan mo lang maging clear yung complexion mo.
Yeah, and there's this, natawa lang ako dun sa phrase na parang, I don't know, 2 beses ba niya yung highlight na there are girls na sila mismo yung nag-i-initiate ng conversation sa kanya or something. Parang 2 beses yata in this, parang natawa ako.
I think it contributes to that, to the generation nowadays na maraming single men. Because men probably now reverts to that mindset na gusto nila yung babae na unang mag-initiate ng conversation.
Yung mag-first move. I don't know.
Part of our culture still is rooting to that part na ang mauunang mag-initiate really is the men. I think in the natural sense of things, it's still better that way. Yung nauna yung men mag-initiate. Diba? For me, it's my point of view.
Sa akin kasi, 50-50. Parang, I don't believe in being, ano ba yung term sa Tagalog nun? Torpe.
Really?
Yeah. Kasi if you like the person, if you really like the person, why not give it a shot? Try to, start a conversation. Di yung patorpe ka pa. Hintayin mo kung kailan siya lalapit sa'yo. Parang, hindi ko gets yun eh.
Really?
Yeah, I don't get it.
Ang mindset ko kasi medyo old school pa rin eh. Gusto ko ako yung, sinusuyo.
Kasi parang sa akin, kasalanan mo kasi hindi ka nag-move. Tapos, ay, hindi niya ako kinausap. Ay, sayang. Ay, ganun. Parang, ayoko yung feeling na parang, hindi niya ako, pinansin. Yung parang nadi-disappoint ka. Kung totoo, there are ways that you can do naman to not get disappointed. So, I don't know. Maybe it's
How
just
do you handle that? Yung when you try to be the one who initiate the conversation. Kaya sabihin natin, crush na crush mo yung guy. Then, ang dami dito. He doesn't initiate, tapos kailangan ikaw pa mag-converse ng something. Or mag-start ng conversation, tapos you find out that from when you initiated the conversation is, hindi pala single si crush.
And then that's it.
You don't feel disappointed at all?
I will, pero at least you tried, diba? Na hindi mo naman kasi sasabihin sa kanya na parang kagaya ng ginagawa ng mga guys na, alam mo yung mga litanya nila na, do you go here often? Yung mga ganun. Hindi, parang, syempre yung normal na, i-compliment mo siya, you look good. Hey, you look good. I like your outfit. You look good. And that's it. Diba? If he starts the conversation, then yun. Pero at least, diba, yung nag-start ka sa ganun. Pero...
Okay, I'm learning from this. Kasi, hindi ko kasi ugali yun.
Kasi ako...
Mag-initiate.
Siguro ugali ko lang talaga na pag may nakita akong maganda or pogi minsan. Like sa trabaho, mahilig ako mag-compliment. Ay, gusto ko yung mo, ganyan. So, I don't know.
I will test that theory.
Yeah, you should. Wala namang masama eh. Compliment mo lang naman siya. Hey, you look parang, sorry.
I'm just too tired of getting disappointed. That's why I'm not doing anything like that.
So, ayun.
Kasi I don't want to play delusional.
You're not gonna play delusional naman. Pero yun lang. Although, I've never really had like a lot of instances wherein I opted to initiate the conversation. Pero kasi siguro wala pa naman ako talaga yung nakita ko na sobrang, ay, gwapo nito. Parang gusto mo talagang, sunggaban. Pero wala naman. Hindi naman dumating sa point na ganun. Parang, hi, hello, ganun. Kasi minsan makikita mo rin naman yung vibe sa inyong dalawa yung mararamdaman mo rin. So, ayun. Anyway, let's see yung mga comments. Hi, OP. Sorry to hear about what you have been through. But to break your bubble, hindi dahil nasa US ka, mas magaganda ang trato ng mga tao sa iyo because they are aware of mental health and such. Kahit sa mga anak mo, maraming young people are bullied, minsan nga kahit people with disability, biktima rin. Given na mataas ngayon ng racial disputes, hindi ka rin sure what will happen in the future. If this is a rant, then it's okay na you'll let your thoughts out. However, I agree with one of the comments. Seek help first, psychologically, so you can process all that has been suppressed. Kasi kahit anong ipabaga mo sa sarili mo, if hindi ka pa rin healed from your past wounds, you will never find the happiness you are chasing. Tapos sabi ni OP, well, to be honest, to you, hindi naman ako nag-aanak agad eh. Knowing how fucked up the world is, experience it myself. I would need to be rich first and fix my shit before I get kids. If that doesn't happen, I'm okay being alone with money. I would try to make money and be good looking so that I can also enjoy my life before I have kids. Gaya siguro naman if I am well off sa US, they will be fine. But I agree, I don't believe in happiness, though I believe in fulfillment. And happiness is a fleeting thing. Wala namang tools sa buhay eh. Hahaha, so yeah.
Sabi niya, well.
True. May nag-comment
But
kasi
I would
dito.
think na mas malakas ang bullying in the US than in the Philippines. Medyo hush down pa tayo dun sa part na yun.
Yes.
So if he wants to live in the US and with his kids, so kawawa yung magiging kids niya because ang bullying sa America is kind of suiciding in a way.
Oo. Diba? Diba recently lang, diba yung anak nung isang famous yung artista sa Pilipinas, 'di ba? She, unalive herself just because of it. So, although she has some mental issues din naman. Pero still, the environment itself has contributed to that. So, ayun. Sabi dito, coming from a psych background, I notice you need to calm your thoughts first. Deal with whatever you have to deal with, if it means facing the demons of your past. Healing and eventually happiness will come if there is acceptance of one, things you cannot change and have no control over, and two, of who you are. I grew up being taunted as puwet ng kawali, toyo, etc. because I am dark-skinned. City person all my life. I knew how it felt to go unnoticed. I am ugly too. And growing up, surrounded by people who were either brilliant or good-looking, it just ate away my self-confidence. I woke up one day to the realization that there's no point in trying to make my skin brighter or hating myself for the way I look. Perhaps it also helped that I found people who never judged me and highlighted my strengths. Maybe it will help you if you migrate to an individualist country, but don't forget that mean people can be everywhere. That's so true. I have stayed abroad, particularly in a country that puts a high regard on mental health and anti-racism, but I still had experiences of microaggression.
True. He has to have a lot of acceptance about himself. Yun yung kulang sa kanya. He doesn't believe in happiness, pero sa totoo lang, being successful alone and with money, it's not as happy as when you truly accept yourself for who you are.
Yeah. That's it, really. Ayun. Sabi pa dito, it's not about being maputi and pangit na pag maitim. It's about the confidence and paano mo dalhin yung sarili mo. If from the get-go, ikaw ay yung tipong, woe is me, maitim ako, pity me, wala ka talaga. Tapos nag-reply si OP, well, I'm that kid that is unbothered and confident as fuck. But most girls at that time don't like me and just made me like a clown, and even teachers bullied me. Well, this is rural Cavite, so yeah. But yun nga, I don't have a bad personality. It's just that based on my experience, looks matter more than personality kasi automatically people will treat you subconsciously better, and ang daming confident na di gwapo dyan, laging nakukot siya, and most likely that guy will not get the girl he likes due to the fact pag naging sila rin madaming masasabi ang tao. Just saying we're animals instinctively. I assure you, si Marlu, kahit may confidence, pangit pa rin siya sa paningin ng tao and pangit trato sa kanya. Tignan mo si Donnie Pangilinan na hindi marunong umarte. Maganda trato sa kanya.
Ang dami naman yung comparison.
Talagang siya sa physical looks.
It does help. Physical look does help. But it's
naman.
Still the personality that's in it. It weighs more than looks. Dami nga dyan pangit may asawa. Dami nga yan ang magaganda pero walang asawa.
It's not all about the looks. Maybe he was just exposed to, yun nga
The
sabi niya, rural.
environment that he grew up with.
Yeah,
is
that
not
kind of environment. Kaya siguro ganon. Pero hindi naman lahat ng lugar sa Philippines or sa Cavite is ganon yung mga tao. It's just sad that he grew up in that stupid place that it affected his mindset na yun lang na kailangan good looking ka sa para matrato ng maayos.
Punta kang church. Baka doon yung mga hinahanap mo. Na yung tanggap ka kahit anong tsura mo.
Pero does that really improve your life? If self-improving your looks?
It does.
Or improving your looks?
The self-help guides actually, I don't know what study is that, but mga self-help guides that I saw from in the past sa YouTube yan, for example, it does help you when you look good and you're confident. Mas malaki yung advantage na pag good-looking ka, mas maraming lalapit sa'yo na opportunities. So it does help. But, kung good-looking ka naman, pero yung personality mo is, wala din.
Yeah. Would you consider that as self-hate if, you're improving your looks?
No. I would think it's more of self-love. Oo. If you don't accept yourself for who you are today, that's self-hate.
I
Pero
guess,
that's a self-inflicted problem. So it's not because everybody had contributed to that problem of yours.
yeah. I think this also affects how he, kasi he's so young, he's 23. Sobrang bata pa. And I'm pretty sure he'll realize
Have a lot
down
to
the road.
mature.
Yeah, he'll realize down the road that it's not all about the looks.
He thinks of that now. Later on, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Kasi, nung bata ako, sa akin naman kasi iba kasi I was bullied because of my height. Kasi hindi naman kasi normal yung height ko sa Filipino height kasi ang tangkad ko eh. So, I wasn't really bullied because of my skin color. I wasn't bullied because of my skin color eh. Although, hindi naman ako maputi. Morena ako. Tsaka nung bata ako, mas maitim pa ako. So, it really depends kung saan ka lugar nakatira. Kasi it's mostly of my height naman. So,
ako siguro nung I was bullied nung bata ka because of my eyes.
Eyes?
Laki
Talaga?
kasi.
Parang hindi naman, friend.
Well, now, it doesn't look like that. Pero kasi, you can balance your face now with makeup, with powder, and all that jazz. Pero nung bata ka, when you're not wearing any makeup at all, or anything to improve your face, yung bare face lang talaga. Kasi bata ka pa, diba? Yung bare face look mo nun, kung ano yung nagsa-stand out sa mukha mo, yung napapansin ng mga tao. And one of them was my eyes. Kasi nga,
okay.
Kung hindi ako masyadong aware na nagmamalaki yung eyes ko, nagiging malaki lang siya. And I like staring kasi.
Okay. Yeah. Iba-iba talaga. Pero dumating din ako sa point noon na I wanted to be light-skinned. Kasi nga.
Oh, I think lahat tayo nagdaan dyan eh.
Oo, sa Philippines na pag maputi ka, 'di ba? Parang we like I guess it's just a normal,
It's a phase, I think. I guess.
Lahat naman tayo, I mean, 'di ba? Let's be honest, lahat naman ng hindi nawala sa atin yun yung hinahanap natin, right?
Yeah.
Ayun, dumating din ako sa So, I mean, naiintindihan ko naman yung kung ano yung pinagdadaanan niya, pero si Kuya parang medyo over the top lang yun. Gusto niyang gawin yung sarili niya.
He's at that age when that he
he is young.
I guess is more prominent yung insecurities with him right now. Pero nung bata rin ako, nagdan ako dun sa face na gusto ko paputi ako. So I always use papaya soap and all that. Pero gone were those days because what's more important to me now than being fairly skinned or maputi is the clearness of the
skin. Yeah, true. Ako din. And I just eventually mas na-appreciate ko na lang din yung color ko. Ayun.
Hindi na ako gumagamit ng mga whitey lang stuff. Unless it's something to just parang para magpantay ng blemishes. Yan na lang. That's it.
May nagsabi dito na there's a lot of people who likes moreno. I don't know what you're talking about. Ika nga, tall, dark, and handsome. Ang uso ngayon. Sabi ni Obi. Well, light brown ako ngayon. I agree, pero nung bata ako, maitim talaga ako and I got bullied a lot because of it. And it's 10 years ago. Iba ang mainstream dati and hated pa ang pagiging moreno back then. Unlike now, which is great. Pero it depends pa rin kung gaano ka kaitim. Pag light brown ka, yes. Pero kung medyo dark ka, mabubuli ka pa rin based on my experience. Hindi lahat, pero ng babae is tulad. Pero what the fuck is this? Sorry. Nahirapan ako magbasa sa sa mga pinagsusulat niya. Hindi lahat ng babae is tulad niyan, pero hindi lang naman sa dating Generally, how people treat you here, people treat mapuputi better than moreno/morena. And then someone replied to that. Well, I don't know what kind of women you surround yourself with, but a lot of women don't rely on a man's appearance rather than their personality and emotional intelligence. That's why
Yeah.
uso ngayon ang so-called swerteng kumag personality. I'm more of a personality kind of girl. Bonus na lang yung TDH or tall, dark, and handsome. And malaking biceps, smiley face. I wish you good riddance and growth, OP. Hugs to you and Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Well, good looks is, syempre, it's a bonus. Pero you'd still go for the personality as a priority. And for someone like me who knows mga preferences niya, may ka-weirdan ako eh. The voice has something to do with what I like. So, doesn't matter if you look so good kung ang boses mo doesn't turn out to be handsome. Ano yun? May ganun akong fetish eh.
Guys, ang gusto ni Iya yung yung mababa yung boses.
Mababa or
bedroom
maingay.
voice.
Actually, yung may modulation, gusto ko yung nararamdaman ko yung yung vibration ng boses. Alam mo yun?
Alicia Keys pa yung boses, gano'n. Kaya na, ganyan.
Lalaki nga.
Kaya nga,
Ba't
di ba sa
Alicia
kanila yung may
Keys?
hindi kasi mababa rin yung boses nila eh. Pero yun nga, yung sabi mo, may modulation. Sino bang lalaki yung may?
Oh, or it has to do with modulation and the way someone speaks. Confidence. Kasi alam mo yung sa babae may boses palengkera. Sa lalaki may ganun din eh.
Yeah. That part I get.
Kaya medyo ako na medyo particular ako pagdating sa boses.
Pag boses lata, hindi pwede.
Sakali! Boses lata.
Oo.
Medyo tayo dyan. Ang lakas panahon ng tenga ko sa mga ganyan mga pandilig.
So, kailangan yung boses nila yung buo.
Yeah.
So, akin ano ba?
And a lot of smart things to say. Pwede nga ako sa mga nerd eh.
Yeah, ako din. Kasi, naboboard ako pag pag wala
Walang
masyadong
yung
topic.
Conversation.
Oo. Madali ako maboard. So, ayun. Pero, ang ironic, no? Especially you knowing my past. Pero, ang gusto ko talaga is yung matangkad.
Good luck finding that in the Philippines.
Yeah, exactly. Kaya nga wala
Someone
ako dyan.
taller than you.
Charot. So, yun.
I won't have that kind of problem because I look so small. Very petite. So, mas patangkad pa sa akin. But not as high as yours.
Yeah, true. Ayun. Pero, in terms of voice, wala naman. Or wala pa naman kasi ako talaga nakikita na yung parang lata yung boses. Karamihan sa kanilang mga normal naman.
I don't know why. But, I guess siguro masyado lang maaning tenga ko. I notice these things. So, kahit pasado ka sa visually, if you are the way you talk and the way you say things is not as pasado sa taste ko, medyo napapatras pa tayo dyan.
True. Okay. Akala ko yung basta maugat. Charing.
Bonus yan pag maugat.
Maugat. Ay, nako. Pag maugat. Bali na kayo magbigay ng context ko ano yung maugat na rin. Buisit. Anyway, let's go back. Marami pa dito eh. Sabi dito nung commenter, my big brother once told me, kung ano man meron ako, mahalin ko, tanggapin ko. Only then I will be happy and not insecure. I'm short, dark, hindi pogi, at parang ting-ting sa payat. Ang asar sa akin dati nung bata ko ay unano, pandak. Nung nag-college naman, mukha daw akong unggoy. Oh my God. Nagkita-kita nung medyo nagkalaman na ako, ang sabi naman sa akin, gorilla na. I just laughed. Despite that, I never looked in the mirror and say, ang pangit ko. This is me. Instead, natanong ko yung sarili ko, bakit ganito? Ang tanong ko na lang ay, anong gagawin ko? I never got a real girlfriend until I started working. Puro chat-chat lang. Tapos pag na-friend zone, lagi ko lang iniisip, ay, there's more to life than love. So I focused on upskilling and career. Found the love of my life about 3 years after I graduated college. We're married now for 5 years with 1 kid. Tapos, sabi ni OP, I'm happy for you that you have a good happy ending, but that means my point is right. If you're not conventionally attractive, your life is hard. Ang dami kasing gaslighters haha. It's just that, but I am happy for you that you persevered. Wish you a great life too. Actually, may mga may nag-downvote. Actually, puri downvote yung sa kanya, dun sa comment na to.
Down what? Downvote?
Oh, kasi sa Reddit, you can downvote it. There's a, down
vote.
Yeah, vote. Downvote.
Downvote.
Vote. So, yun.
Easier
May
to vote.
nag-downvote sa kanya. Tapos sabi nung
kasi, I would understand why he gets a lot of downvote because, kasi siya, parang he downs himself so much. In that, he, parang, mo dito, yung, what do you call that term? Yung generalize niya kasi yung population that a lot of people are gaslighters. But truly, in fact, I think everyone has their own way of gaslighting. I would think na kahit yung pangit, they gaslight a lot of even pretty women. So it's not just the pretty women who gaslight men. It's vice versa. So it really is how you perceive things. Kasi if you think so negatively about yourself and about people around you, what will you attract? Diba?
That too.
Why not just be positive and just be happy with what you have, who you are? And that happiness will spread out into the world you're living.
I just think that he has a lot of insecurities about himself. Given the fact that he's also way too young. Someone also commented, for us men, there is a certain level of wealth and success wherein looks is no longer important. Keep grinding, bro. Sabi ni OP, I agree to this, but I just want to be my best self, I guess, and I don't want a girl to like me because of wealth. But I do agree with you, pero para lang sa sarili ko. So, with that, so you do want a girl to like you because of your looks, not because of who you are? Medyo,
What do you prefer? The girl who likes you for who you are or the girl who likes you for what you look like?
Yeah, actually, ang daming downvote nun. Downvote. Nung 32. Tapos sabi ni, nag-reply sa kanya yung si commenter. Not because of your wealth itself, but because of what acquiring wealth, success, power represents about a man in this world. Which is true. Pero pa siya, very young thinking.
Yeah. You will grow. Someday. You will
I hope
realize then someday that those things you're saying right now, it's not really as important as you grow older.
Yeah, and if we talk about, kasi he said there na sa US, okay yung healthcare. Oh my God, that's a big issue nowadays.
No.
In US.
You're very wrong on that.
Very wrong. You should do your own research about the economy. Kasi a lot of what he's saying there is not true nowadays.
Yeah, Medicare and Medicaid right now, diba? Dati, account natin yun eh. And
wala, ngayon, nahirap ang healthcare.
We have a big population of agents before. In the Medicare and Medicaid business, nung kinalaunan na, like, nag-pandemic na and all, ilan na lang yung mga taong natira.
True.
So, kawawa ka dun sa US pagka yung nagkasakit actually.
True. I just hope he heals, as he grows up. He,
for sure
find that healing.
It's just a phase, I'd say.
Yeah, I think so too. Ayun. So that's the second one.
It's a few days to 2026. Have you crossed off a lot of lists for this year of 2025?
Like, main goals ko, yes. Oo, crossed off naman kasi mainly it's the studies. So, ayun.
Good.
Ikaw?
That's what I did. I did that. I have crossed some items on my list from the beginning of this year. And that's what I've been telling my 28-year-old friend ngayon na if you have targets, list them all out and then reassess after the end or before the end of the year again to review if na-achieve niya ba yung mga goals niya. Trying to impart what I learned in life to other people.
Yeah. Okay nga yun eh. Yung every year, meron ka talagang nakaset na goal na kailangan mong i-meet.
Yeah. Meron lang akong, I guess, 3 items that I was not able to cross off yet, but I'm near there. So probably first quarter of the 2026 is when I will reach that goal. So hopefully.
Yep. Good luck, friend.
And we haven't greeted the Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year to everybody.
Yay! Happy holidays, everyone. So, let's move on.
Just side thing. Kasi 2026 na. Ang bilis.
Bilis nga no? Bang year na naman.
So fast.
True. All right. So, last story. 2 days ago.
Wow.
Title, Religious People Are the Worst.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
You know, when I was editing our podcast, naisip ko na you should be veering away from from religious content.
Well, generally,
I think it's just kind of sensitive.
It is. Parang lang yan, politics. So, and wala namang malice if we do, but not really to push anything about religion, you know?
Wow.
But yeah, going back.
Yeah.
So, I am not saying that every religious people are the worst. May na kagad siya, no? May disclaimer. Good job. Pero, ironically, those who sing praise and go to church regularly are the ones na sobrang irresponsible not only to the society but also to their family. I will change some information here at baka mag-leak. This is just for ranting purposes and no way to target anyone specifically. Although, if ever matamaan ka, guilty as charged ka. May ganun. For context, this happened in a not-so-exclusive subdivision in NCR kung saan some houses are rented and not owned by the original owner. Most of these renters are goods naman, pero some are really entitled na yung tipong yung mga matatagal nang nakatira yung nag-a-adjust sa bagong lipat. These newly arrived neighbors, which I will call pamilya irresponsable, who rented the house besides us were initially good. Kaso, they kind of have this squammy vibe which is okay naman sana kaso may malaking icks lang. First, they let their very young kids na ages 3 and 4, both boy and girl who were clearly malnourished due to their sizes, go out unsupervised and naked. Like, these kids would go blocks away wearing nothing. Nawala pa nga yung isa one time. They are at this point na easy target sila ng kidnappers and no one would suspect na nawawala sila agad kasi common na silang pagala-gala. Adding to that, the older kid was known to cause trouble by picking fights with other kids, played knife, and gnashed a bag of a teacher who was just walking nearby. What the fuck? And had climbed into our car multiple times. Sinabihan na nga namin in a kind manner to keep their kids in check, pero kami pa sinasabihan na wala raw sila magagawa dahil daw busy sila at kung ayaw daw namin na makulit ang anak nila, kami daw kumuha ng yaya para sa kanila.
Wow.
Isa pa, sobrang kalat nila. Usually, nagiiwan talaga sila ng basura sa tapat nila and it would attract flies. Yung kaning baboy rin nila, ilang beses na rin tumapon. Yung mga bata nagiiwan na lang ng mga laruan kung saan-saan sa labas. Another thing is that tinataguan nila mga kinakautangan nila. Multiple times na may Bombay na hinahagilap sila or inaway sila dahil di nga sila nagbabayad. Kahit nga delivery riders hindi sila mahagilap. Palibhasa, sila ay nasa loob at sinasarado ang pinto para kunwari walang tao. Ilang kapitbahay na rin ang inaway nila. Kahit nga tropa nila sa kabilang district sinugod sila. Siguro sa 2 years nila dito, they had dispute with more than 5 households. Neighbors from hell nga, am I right? Pero the funny thing is, proud religious people pa sila. Every morning, patugtog ng religious songs pa ganyan, sabay alis every week to go to their church. Alam ko, napabarangay na sila kaso people are so tired of their shit to the point na sawa na ang mga tao na ipabarangay sila. Yun lang, rant over.
My God.
Oh my God.
Dadamay tuloy ang mga religious people for these kinds of family na it just crummy. And I would think na for the kind of setup that this OP has, probably this is around Makati, Manila area, where there are not much house and lots to live in. Diba?
True.
Kaya ang father ko, ang gusto niyang neighborhood, bumili siya ng bahay dito sa area namin is because ang mga bahay is separate. Medyo magkakalayo ng konti. Yung subdivision na tinitirahan namin ngayon, medyo close pa to actually. Pero sa Bohol, where we originated, mabahay doon talagang layo-layo. So there really is privacy. And I think that privacy is really important. If you live in the NCR and a lot of yung mga matitirahan mo is really something that you just rent. Next door lang magkakapit bahay. So, whatever drama the neighbor has, you are affected. Kaya I think that it is important that when you want to buy a house, you would want some level of privacy around surroundings, because these kinds of people will affect you and the way you are living. And if you want your children to grow up in this kind of environment, I think it's important na they're away from those kinds of dramas from other people.
Sure naman. So yun. I don't think this is because of their religion eh. I think
don't think it is.
they are religious.
Na ano lang sila, na-tied up lang sila.
Oo, na-tied
for
up lang.
being religious. Pero these are kind of
they are
really
just shitty
bad
people.
neighbor.
Yeah. So,
Kaya yung last topic natin, the previous episode, diba? Kung sino din yung, well, not generally, pero a lot of, siguro lang, nanonotice lang sila mostly, yung mga religious families, they have more drama than other regular families.
Yeah.
So that's what makes them a part of this kind of community.
True. Kasi I think the main reason why maraming natitrigger doon sa part na yon is because it hits close to home. Kasi marami tayong at least sa mga na-experience natin, ako sa mga na-experience ko, karamihan ng mga nakikita kong religious people or trying to be religious are also such assholes. And yung mga churchgoers na sobrang ang sama na ugali, tapos yung mga religious parents na abusive sa mga anak nila, so yung mga ganun. Kaya somehow nadadrag tuloy yung religion.
General population of religious people. Nadamay sila.
Oh.
These are just bad neighbors. I would veer away from this kind of neighbors. Meron akong, nung nag-rent pa ako before, very prominent na pagka you are renting, there really are going to be a set of people na hindi mo makakasundo.
Oo, meron at meron.
So that's why I still went back here sa house ng parents ko, because I can find peace here. I don't really mind the neighbors because I don't hear their dramas when I'm inside our own home. So it's really important there's distance between you and your neighbors.
True.
Pero that can only be done on other cities na hindi pa sing urban ng Manila. Makati. Yun yung kinaingitan ko nung umuwi ako ng Bohol. What I noticed is ang mga bahay malalaki and magkakalayo. So parang you would think na dito may tira ka dito sa Manila, pero mas mayaman sila actually sa probinsya.
Ayun. Pero you would also notice kasi meron din talagang mga tao na kumbaga parang may moral licensing just because they're going to church. It kind of makes it better. Parang it gives them permission to behave badly elsewhere. Parang gano'n. Parang naging parang naging reset button. Yung
naging reset button nung na nag-church sila every Sunday. But that doesn't really wash away their dramas in their household or whatever wrongdoing that they're spreading into the neighborhood.
Oo.
They're bad eggs, and you don't want to be associated with those bad eggs.
Yeah. So sabi nung comment dito, you could have just titled your post Neighbor from Hell. Most of your complaints about them have nothing to do with religion, correct?
Yeah.
Them being religious is just incidental to their character.
True. Lipat ka ng bahay. Then sa may privacy. Then I think your sons and daughters would appreciate that pag lumaki sila, that they actually live in a neighborhood where they don't have to experience such dramas and such toxic neighbors. Kaya yung distance between houses is important kasi you can't really take away a fact na there are toxicities in people. Even in your own household, diba? There is some toxicities. But you don't want more toxicities from other people. So, if your houses are quite a distance from each other, you don't have to get the signal of the toxicity of the other neighbors. Diba?
True.
You don't get to experience that. Which is a healthy, it's a healthy distance, I would say. The best way to live.
I was waiting for the part na religion was used against OP. Wala naman. Even non-religious neighbors can be like this.
Yeah.
Ito pa. I don't base my likability of people based on religion. While I dislike a lot of them, religion has never been a basis for me to dislike them. I don't think them being devout has anything to do with this. They just happen to be irresponsible despite being devout. Tama ba? Minsan nawawala na yung English ko eh. You generalize religious people, or impliedly so, in the title of your post. This has nothing to do with the religion. This alone is an issue of bad neighbors.
Yeah.
Puro ganun yun.
I have a case of a bad neighbor. Sometimes, naisip mo lang din, maybe they're on their own thinking. They're not really bad. It's just that they have their own preference. They didn't mean to be bad. It's just that hindi nila sinasadyang maging bad egg. May mga ganon.
Yeah, meron. Pero this kind of neighbor is not that.
Yeah, medyo pabaya nga sila.
Kasi diba sabi, kung ayaw daw nila na maging makulit yung anak nila, kumuha daw sila ng yaya.
For somebody religious to say something like that, it's
yeah.
Pangit. That's what you call pangit.
Literal. Pangit na ugali.
Pangit mo ugali.
So yun, that's our third story. It's very quick. So, do you want some palate cleanser? Kasi puro negativity yung topic natin for today.
You have a palate cleanser topic?
Yep, meron.
Okay. Why don't we have some positivity? That's what we want to spread. Sabi nga ng friend mo.
Sabi ng friend ko.
Why don't we share positive relationships naman? Kasi parang nadadrag down siya dun sa mga posts natin about relationships and bad experiences about.
Sinong friend?
Yung friend mo sa YouTube. May screenshot.
He mentioned ba something? Hindi ko masyadong binasa eh.
Yeah, he did.
Okay. Alright.
Why don't we spread some positive relationship outlook? Is what he said.
Well, true naman.
We can, yes. There is. Saka.
Biglang naging negative agad din, no? Wala kang choice. Stupid. Something that's what to do. Charing. Nagalit. But yeah, we can move dun sa next story.
Okay.
So, gusto niya ng positive, tamang-tama. Alright, so this last story. 9 days ago. It's from 9 days ago. Title, Accidentally Found the Ring. All caps. Long read.
My precious. Title of the rings pala.
Oo. Iba pala yung outcome. Long read, but I'm taking y'all on a journey no one asked for. Context. I reconnected with my ex and we officially got back together last month. Kanina, pumasok ako sa kwarto niya looking for a charger. I saw his watch and ring na nakapatong sa dresser and got worried na baka mahulog when my demon cat does his zoomies. Brought him for a visit so he could familiarize familiarize himself with the place. I opened his watch box to put his things inside when I saw a small black velvet box. Akala ko lagayan ng ring niya, so I opened it. And there it was, an engagement ring. Like, an engagement ring, all caps. I stood there for a good 5 minutes, frozen, with a million thoughts crashing to my head. Panic. Is this for someone else? More panic. Wait, is this supposed to be for me? Panic Pro Max. We just got back together. We cannot get married right now! Exclamation point. He walked into the room and saw me holding the box. Nagkatinginan kami and I just completely lost it. Full on ugly cry, sobbing. He hugged me and said, "Ayaw mo ba yung design? Papalit natin yung bago," sabi ni my best friend. "Dati, magugustuhan mo yan." He told me he asked my BFF's help to pick out the ring 8 years ago. He had already told his family and was planning to ask my parents, but we broke up. No one told me anything, not even my best friend, because he begged them not to tell me. He didn't want me to come back out of guilt, pressure, or regret. I imagine how painful that must have been for him. It really hit me that this man, despite everything that happened, still thought of me. Few more tears. He just held me until I finally calmed down. He took the ring out of the box, tapos sabi niya, "Sukat mo nga kung tama yung size." Me, ayoko baka ma-jinx. Isuot mo sa akin yan pag sure ka na, kasabay nung bago. Boyfriend, anong jinx? Itatago ko ba yan kung hindi kita papakasalan? Hindi ko alam kung tatawa ba ako or kikiligin. Kita ko na yung ugat sa noo niya, which is his tell when he's annoyed. Smiley face. Me. Okay, sige. Lahat ng sing-sing na ibibigay mo, isusuot ko, promise. Boyfriend, kaso alam mo, nang dalawa yung sing-sing mo, kunwari surprise ka ha. Me. Okay, ipapractice ko pa. Matagal pa naman yun. We agreed with wait at least 2 years and just enjoy being together again before taking bigger steps. Boyfriend, tagal pa nga. Usog kaya natin 1 year. Me, I think disappointed face or reaction. Boyfriend, okay. I love you, pero galingan mo talaga umacting ah. Me, oo na nga. What a roller coaster of a day, ha ha ha. I went to that room looking for a charger and walked out with quiet certainty that the life we had dreamed of wasn't lost. It was simply waiting for the right time. Baby, if or when you see this, thank you. After being adrift for so long, I finally feel anchored back to harbor. You've always been my home. Tapos heart emoji. Edit. Sorry then for lying, baby. I lied when I said I was scared of jinxing it. I didn't wear the ring because I was scared I'd never take it off. I don't care about the band, stone collar, or any of that. I like shiny things, but I'd marry you with paper rings. So yeah, that's the story. Oh,
Congrats. Sana all.
8 years, no? He kept the ring.
Good job.
8 years ago. Natawa ko doon sa commenter. Nabasa na po namin, pakidelete na po. Okay na, Obi. Pwede mo nang delete. Sorry.
Yeah, it is going to be a story nobody asked for. You're right. Because, ngayon pa lang, no? If we read something positive like that, I don't know if I have a lot of things to say.
Oh my God.
Like, okay, congrats.
That's so
That's
bad.
It is, but to think of it, what else can you say? It's a good story, di ba?
It is a good story. Yeah, honestly, you wouldn't really have much to say about these things. Yun nga, at least they got back together, you know. Sabi pa dito, sana nag-focus na lang si OP sa gaming. Hindi na siya kumuha ng charger. Naganap pa kasi ng charger.
Pero yung ma-surprise ka, I don't know if she'll still be surprised on the actual second ring that he's saying, di ba? It's as genuine as a reaction as you can get. That, yun na, nakita niya ni. So, she knows there's another ring coming, so it won't be as genuinely surprised anymore when she sees that.
True.
And you don't want your proposals could be something that you already know, di ba? Dapat doon pa lang yun na yun. Tinanggap niya na. Kasi,
Kulitin.
yun nga lang, you won't get, to video that reaction anymore. Kasi, kahit kahit si Guy, in-expect that
True.
it's happening at that moment Pero would you like your future proposal to be documented?
I know this is coming in this question.
Really?
I guess it would be nice if documented siya. The only thing with me, ayoko, sobrang ko kasi, low maintenance. I don't like big surprises. Gusto ko yung documented pero yung intimate, yung kayo lang. Kasi for me, it feels way different na yun tayo lang. Yung walang ibang, yung parang hindi kagaya ng iba na sobrang bonggang-bongga yung, alam mo yun, yung proposal. So yun.
I like that. Intimate, but documented. Yung tipong hindi mo alam, meron palang nagre-record na camera sa lakad mo.
No, kasi it's a nice thing to go back to, may video.
Pagka in the future, lagi kayong mag-aaway, it would remind you, why are you in this position?
Naging reminder, yung proposal. Reminder not to be a bitch.
This is a reminder that we loved each other and that we should stop fighting.
Well, that's a good reminder.
Yeah.
Sabi dito, this is actually really sweet and chaotic in the best way. Crying emoji. Life really said plot twist. Happy for you guys. Timing be wild, but that kind of certainty hits different. Sabi ni OP. Super cheesy take, pero no joke that when we walked out of the room, I felt at peace. Wala dun yung charger, but I found peace. Smile emoji. So ayun, winner pa din.
Winner talaga.
Ganda?
Ang ganda mo.
Haba ng hair. Sabi dito, what amazed me more is that he held on to that ring for 8 years. Like OP said, imagine his pain when they broke up. Nagpaalam na siya sa parents niya and also asked for an assist from OP's BFF. 8 years siyang naghintay. 8 years tinago yang singsing. 8 years niyang nirespeto yung gusto mo when you guys broke up. 8 years kang minahal silently. A great man indeed. Sobrang blessed mo, OP. Akala ko may susunod pang 8 years. 8 years.
It really means that he really meant to marry this girl. Sana ang mga mindset ng mga men like right now is like that. Yun lang.
Sabi ni OP, beyond blessed. Wala nang kawala tong lalaki na to sa akin. Hahaha. Kinausap ko din yung BFF ko kanina at sinabi ko sa kanya na alam ko na about the ring. Sabi niya, muntik ko na nga masakal yan kasi natignan na ata namin lahat ng singsing sa bansa noon sa sobrang kaba niya mamili. Hi Lord, promise magpapakabait ako sa buhay na to so I can find him again in the next life. Aww. Okay na, burahin mo na ito.
See? There's not much comment.
Yeah.
Pero if it's a negative story or something to rant about, there's a lot of things you can say, no?
Which is a sad reality. Yeah. True.
But if it's some good news, it's kind of okay. It's
like
period. It's a story. Done.
True. Yeah.
Nice. I'm happy for you. Congrats.
Happy for you.
Yeah.
Bitter yung labas natin Bitter itong mga dalawang to. So, pero yeah, it is a nice story. It's nice to have this kind of story still, no? You know, that we know there are some still good guys out there.
Kasi karamihan ng story na we would hear is puro yung mga breakups. Especially this last 2 years.
Yeah.
Last 2 or 3 years. Breakups na narinig ko. Well, a lot of good things happening in life is something you actually want to just cherish privately. So, those things doesn't get around. What gets around more are those negative stuff.
True.
Na malaman. Di ba?
Meron pa dito. Sabi ng commenter, pa-update po pag nahanap mo na yung charger mo. Bastos. Sabi ni OP, nahanap na po, naula lang yung sing-sing. Tapos natawa ako dun sa emoji, alam mo yung emoji na nakatingin yung dalawang mata sa side. Kulit.
Ay, sister. Nagutom ako sa story niya.
So, dami nang binasa natin itong story na to yung nagutom ka. Oh my God.
Siyempre, hindi pa fire up yung mo yung dugo mo Kasi it's such a positive story.
It is. But it's a good way to end the podcast.
Okay, let's start 2026 positively.
Positively. So, next episode, puro pa rin negative. Puro drama.
There. That's it for today's Reddit stories.
Yep, that's it.
If you enjoyed hanging out with us, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you won't miss the next round of Reddit stories and moments. Got your own story? Drop it in the comments or send it to us, and we might just read your story in the next episode. So, until next time, yes. Yun na.
Until next time, stay warm, stay tropical, and as always, bye friend.
Bye, friend.